End times. The Catholic Church believes that Christ will return to earth to save it again, announced by signs such as famine, pestilence, natural disasters, false prophets, wars, the renewed persecution of the Church, and the fading of faith. The world will end with the revolt of Satan and his demons, a time of great sorrows, and the appearance of an Antichrist, who will deceive men into believing he is a man of peace and justice. When Christ returns, the bodies of the dead will be resurrected and reunited with their souls, and Christ will make a final judgment on them. Satan and his demons and sinning humans will be thrown into hell. People who belong in heaven will go there. Feasts and holy days. From the earliest days of the Church, Easter has been considered the central Christian feast. Easter's date is calculated based on the phases of the moon and the spring equinox. Although there are no special rites other than going to church performed on Easter in the West, members of the Eastern Orthodox Church will often recite the homily of St. John Chrysostom as well. Prior to Easter Day is a 40-day period known as Lent, which has several important days and rites. Next in importance are the festivals at Christmas, including Advent, the 40 days before the celebrated date for the birth of Jesus Christ, as well as events afterward. Coming 50 days after Easter and 10 days after the Ascension, Pentecost marks the descent of the Holy Spirit on the apostles. For that reason, it is often called the birthday of the Church. History of the founding of the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church is traditionally said to have been founded on Pentecost, the 50th day after its founder Jesus Christ ascended to heaven. On that day, Christ's apostle Peter preached to the multitudes, people assembled in Rome including Parthians, Medes, Elamites, and residents of Mesopotamia, Judea and Cappadocia, Pontus and Asia, Phrygia and Pamphylia, Egypt and parts of Libya belonging to the Sirens. Peter baptized 3,000 new Christians and sent them back to their home countries to spread the word. The period from the Pentecost until the death of the last apostle is known as the Apostolic Era, and it was during that time that the Church went underground because of Roman persecution. The first Christian martyr was Stephen in Jerusalem about 35 C. About the same time Paul of Tarsus, who would become an important leader in the early church, was converted to Christianity while on the road to Damascus. Early church leaders met at the Council of Apostles and Elders in 49 to discuss how to modify the rules to allow new converts to be admitted, even if they were not Jews, such as lifting dietary and circumcision rules. Paul began his missionary work to Cyprus and Turkey, and he and Peter were executed in Rome. The 2nd and 3rd centuries saw continuing persecution of Christians by the Romans, who also persecuted other sects including Jewish and Manichaean religious groups. The heroic ideal of martyrdom was experienced by men and women, young and old, slaves and soldiers, wives and popes. Not all Roman emperors were uniformly brutal, and during the centuries after Christianity became the state religion, they too practiced persecution of other non-Christian groups.